Correct, yeah. Well, although it's great sitting here at the mayor's office, together with Steve Hill. Could you introduce yourself, what you're doing up here in Oklahoma, and together with the mayor?
Sure. My name is Steve Hill. I'm the mayor's chief of staff, and we're trying our best to build a city that's a world-class, energetic, urban community.
Yeah. Well, and we just had a discussion about MAPS.
Right.
What is MAPS?
MAPS stands for Metropolitan Area Projects, and it first showed up about 20 years ago. And what we do is we go to the voters and we ask them to let us charge them a penny sales tax, penny on the dollar, for a defined time, and then we use the money that we accrue to build a series of projects that we tell the voters we're going to build. So the first MAPS project, which was back in 1995-ish, we told them we were going to build a canal in our Bricktown entertainment area, a ballpark, a library, a sports arena, some renovations to our civic center, music hall, and some other quality of life amenities. And so over the course of about 6 to 7 years, we built all those things. And in doing so, kind of changed Oklahoma City's direction.
Yeah. And what is so great about MAP? Because I think it's really, if you talk from a social innovation point of view, it's really new. It's really innovative. Is that also the response from other cities, from people you get, or?
Well, it's funny, you know, it is innovative, and it was born because we had tried back in the early 90s to land a business. I mean, and we did it the way that people try to do it then. We offered the business a lot of incentives.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that business chose to go to Indianapolis, Indiana. And so the mayor at the time asked, you know, why did you do that? And they said, you know, to be honest with you, we just didn't think our executives would like living in Oklahoma City, that the quality of life wasn't such that anyone would like to live here. And so that mayor said, well, we've got to do something about that. And one way that he sold it to voters was, he said, even if it doesn't result in another business moving to Oklahoma, we'll have a better city for ourselves.
Yeah.
And the people of Oklahoma City have embraced that, and now we're on our third iteration of the program.
Yeah. And you did a lot of stuff like getting the NBA team, the Thunder up here. We talked about it, that's really important. The Boathouse, a brilliant venue, world-class venue for rowing.
Right.
How important is a sports team?
Well, the sports are important, but the thing about cities in the current era is that you've got to do everything.
Yeah.
You've got to have sports, you have to have arts, you have to have education, and so we try to do it all. But specifically with the sports, bringing the Thunder to Oklahoma City basically changed people's perception of the city, both within and without. Within, we'd always compared ourselves to the teams, the host cities of the teams that we played in minor league sports, and those were Topeka and Wichita and smaller communities. With the arrival of the Thunder, now we're on the same, you know, when we pick up the paper in the morning, you see, well, Oklahoma City played Miami, we played Los Angeles, we played New York. And so it's changed that perception, and both, like I said, from the internal standpoint, also people all over the world. I mean, if you go to China, people send us pictures of people standing on the Great Wall with Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant jerseys.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really changed the perception of people that they might have had of the city all over the world.
Yeah. And then we also spoke about men's health, and once Oklahoma City was number 1 or 2nd, but not on the good list.
Right, we were on the bad list.
On the bad list, and instead of saying, well, then it's bad data, it's based on bad data, you said, well...
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right, so we're going to do anything. And what did you do?
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. The mayor looked around, and you know, you didn't have to look very far to see that we probably were an obese city. And so the mayor put the entire city on a diet. He just went out one day in front of the elephants, the largest creatures he could find, at the zoo, and he said,
not obese.
Right, as the zoo director points out, and I should point out as well, that elephants are not obese, they're just large.
Yeah.
But, you know, it made the point, and the mayor stood up in front of the cameras and he said, you know, this city's overweight, and we're going on a diet, the whole city, and we're going to lose 1 million pounds. And over the course of 4 years, we had about 50,000 residents join us, and together they each lost about 20 pounds apiece, and we hit 1 million pounds lost.
Yeah. And now that's taking on with bike lanes and...
Right. What we really did, it's nice that we lost some weight, but what we really did was got people thinking about the habits that they had that had led us to be an obese city.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, what habits we could change to make ourselves a more healthy and active city. And And those found their way into MAPS 3, which includes bike lanes, sidewalks, hiking trails, wellness centers, parks, streetcar system, everything to make people mobile and out and walking and engaged in a more active and healthy lifestyle.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. It's just
Oh.
a small interview now. We spoke, I think, more than an hour, and it's the case of Oklahoma City. Well, I really love it. It's now heard about it already 3 years ago, but the way the city is changing, what they are doing up here, I think we can learn a lot back home in the Netherlands. So thanks very much for the interview.
No,
Thank
certainly.
very
Thank
much.
you. Thanks for coming. We hope you enjoy your time here too.
We certainly did.
Excellent.
Thanks.